Hey guys, it's Shannon.
And Paul.
And
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year, and we're happy to see you.
Yes.
Paul and I haven't planned what we were going to say or what we were going to do here, so
We're much of December.
We're winging it.
That's right.
All right, we do have some notes here. We made some 2024 goals, which we're going to discuss with you guys today. But first, I guess we should maybe explain where we have been the past couple of weeks.
Sure.
So,
go ahead.
Explain away. Explain yourself, Paul.
So a whole bunch of things happened at once. So I had a medical issue with one of my feet, and that kind of put us behind. Our son ended up visiting 2 or 3 times in December. We had family for Thanksgiving. Basically, from Thanksgiving on to Christmas, it has been an absolute whirlwind.
Yes.
As well as it became a huge struggle just to keep up with eBay sales.
Yeah.
With everything going on. I had a medical issue with my foot. Shannon is now struggling with a toothache issue.
Get a wisdom tooth.
Yeah, she's going for surgery in a couple days from the date that we're filming this.
Which we're actually filming this on January 1st.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, yeah. So there's just been a couple of medical things, as well as just being extremely busy with YouTube, and so yeah. So we need to concentrate on that.
Turns out being 2 people trying to do 3 YouTube channels full time and having about 100 eBay orders a day during the Christmas rush.
Yeah.
Is a little too much to keep up with.
Yeah, I vastly underestimated the time commitment it would take for me to do all the Lego.
There were a lot of Lego sales.
I've sold a tremendous amount of Lego. Thank you to everybody who is a viewer, who has watched, who has purchased anything from us. Yes. With Lego, I sold a tremendous amount, but I still have a lot.
Yes.
Which I'm dealing with that right now.
Will probably come up in some of our goals here.
Yes, it will.
All right, so yes, thank you to everybody. One of our goals, or one of the things, is we're going to be back to the channel probably next week. PSToyReviews and Collector Corner are still going, but with this week having the wisdom tooth out, probably not the great week to be filming a whole bunch for this channel. So yeah. Maybe next week.
Okay, we'll see.
All right, but today we're going to talk about our 2024 goals.
All right.
This list is hot off the press.
It
we
is.
just made our goals this morning, so subject to change. We may add more goals as we think about them, but right now we have 10, which is a lot to talk about.
Yes.
So I feel like we should start.
Go ahead.
So I'm going to start with the first goal, and then Paul is going to explain.
Okay, go ahead.
Goal number 1, Paul hit me with this one actually just 2 days ago or 3 days ago.
It's been
by the end of January. So by the end of this month, which actually it's not fully the end, but by the end of January, he would like to close 3 storage units. So 3.
Yeah.
Now, if you've been watching for a while, you know we had 12. Then we went down to 10, and then we
back up to 12.
Back up to 12. So we currently have 12 storage units.
Yeah.
So by the end of January, he wants to close 3, which will be a 4th.
Yeah, it'll be 25%
of our units, which is an incredibly huge goal.
Lofty goal. Yeah.
Go for it.
So, just to clarify, we have 1 10 by 20 unit, we have 2 10 by 10 units, and then everything else is a 10 by 15 unit.
Okay.
We're closing down 3 of the 10 by 15 units.
Okay.
So we're not cheating and doing the small units.
Ah, nice.
So yes, and technically I have less than half a month to get 2 of them closed, because 1 has to be closed by January 12th, 1 has to be closed by January 15th, and then the final one by January 25th.
And technically they don't have to be closed.
Right.
The reason why Paul's saying that is because that's when what we've already paid for is up. So instead of having to pay another full month, we want to get it closed by those days.
Right. Yeah, it's on a month to month, but you pay for a full month. And
today's January 1st. So how are you doing on those units at the moment? Paul's been working a lot there.
Yeah. So
the last couple of days.
The story of my life. I vastly underestimated the amount of work I was with it.
So, it's a lot.
It is a lot. So my Lego units were stuffed full. I had two what I called Lego units. They were stacked, in my opinion, floor to ceiling with just a narrow walkway for me to turn sideways and shimmy in.
And they're really tall units too, the Lego ones. So he had things going probably 12 feet, 10 feet tall. Over the course of the Christmas season, I sold a lot in condensed boxes and stuff to the point where it was not as high and it was not as stuffed full in both units. But there's still a lot. And now what I'm finding is, as those are the two units I'm looking at condensing and closing down. So they're moving to other units where I have space. And what I'm finding is I have to open up every single box, look at it, and decide where it's going to go. And then I'm having to go to a unit that has some space and make some space and figure out, okay, I want to keep all the Speed Champions Legos here. I want to put all my Disney Lego here. Look at you having to be organized.
Oh gosh, it is, yeah.
It's so impressive.
Yeah, but it's, so I've already spent like 6 hours and I am nowhere close to even closing down one unit. So I may have bitten off more than I can chew, but hope springs eternal. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
He'll get it done.
Yeah.
My fear has always been that in those Lego units, I was going to get a call that they found him in there crushed by the stuff because of how tall it was.
Yeah, it could happen.
And the little shimmying.
It can still happen.
All right, so that's number one. We better get a move on.
Yep.
Number two, set up regular investments.
Yes. So that's one for me. Real fast, with money, there's basically three things that you can do with it. You can spend it, you can save it, or you can invest it. Or you can donate it. There's four things, really. I'm fine with three of those things. I'm fine with spending it, although I'm getting better at spending it, but I actually have a relatively hard time spending money. I'm fine with giving
Except for on business merchandise.
Business, no problem.
Yeah.
I'm fine with donating money, and I'm also fine with saving money. But I struggle with investing because I just have weird things going on in my head. And
you heard it here first.
And what basically we are underprepared for our future. So we need to set up regular investments that are just basically just going to happen. And then I don't have to think about them, because if I have to think about them, there's always some reason not to do it. There's always some reason that today's not the right day, or I don't feel like bothering Shannon with it because I am not the technical person in the house. And everything's an app nowadays, and it just drives me nuts. So it's not just, oh, well, hey, let's put $1,000 in this investment account. It would be calling Shannon, hey, are you doing something? Can you log on? Can you do this? Oh, we forgot the password. Get a new password. It's a thing. So it just needs to be set up automatically, and that's it. Plus, I feel like we need to set a good example for our kids, because they have all the time in the world to invest, but I fear that they don't see us doing it, and so therefore it's much easier for them to rationalize not doing it. So that's why.
All right, I'm looking, we're 9 minutes in.
Yeah.
Number 3, declutter personal just in case items.
Yeah.
This is you again.
So you saw on a video, I think you've seen it, I recently decluttered some of the clothes in my closet, and that was a lot of stuff.
And a Ziploc bag way back when.
And a Ziploc. There's still a lot of stuff that I have in a lot of different places around the house that is personal stuff that I'm keeping just in case.
We both have that.
We both have that. The kitchen, the cookware and stuff, that's basically my domain. Shannon has, I think, nothing of hers in the kitchen that gets cooked with or whatever. I
do have some Disney measuring cups that you never use, but in case I cook one day, I have them.
Nor will I ever use them.
You should probably sell them on eBay.
Yeah. So to me, that's a perfect example. But I'll use stuff that was ours or that maybe I bought. We have a bunch of Tupperware. And this is probably the bane of everybody's existence. You get it and you never throw it away. Or, like, unless you intentionally, like, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to organize this stuff, and I'm going to declutter what I don't have lids for anymore, or that I just don't reach for and use. I don't use probably 60% of the Tupperware or plastic containerware that we have.
Wow.
And it's just taking up a bunch of space. I recently decluttered like miscellaneous bakeware
Yes.
Thing. Now we still have muffin tins that I never use either, but we're keeping those because I'm not the muffin maker. We haven't donated
Is it in
yet.
the declutter bin?
It's in the declutter bin.
Ah, nice.
But we had like 2 cake pans and like 4 baking sheets that I haven't used in years.
The last time, we've never made a cake in this house.
But I've just been keeping them.
It's been almost 6 years and we've never made a cake, but we have the cake pans.
So anyway, so it's just stuff like that. I still have a lot of clothes. There's
stuff everywhere.
There's stuff everywhere. There's little stuff everywhere, but kitchen and my closet still need work as far as that goes. So anyway.
I can get on that one with you too, because I do have a lot of stuff, especially one thing that I know a lot of people can relate to is having clothes in the closet that are like multiple different sizes. And you're like, oh, I'm going to save this because if I lose weight, or I'm actually I have clothes if I lose weight and I have clothes if I gain weight. But they're just hanging out there and I haven't worn any of them in years. So it's like, why keep those? So I need to get rid of those just in case type things too.
I understand.
All right, number 4 is going to be for me. List more on eBay. So I want to list more than I did last year. I have rough notes of how much I listed last year, but I like to keep track of things just because it's fun and motivating for me. But my goal is going to be to list a minimum of 100 new items on eBay every month this year. So when I say that, let's say I have a doll and I have 20 of them. So I list the doll. I don't get to count 20, even though I have quantity 20. For me, it's 100 unique listings. Also, relisting items don't count. It has to be a brand new typed in listing for me. So 100 a month for the year. Honestly, I would love to do a lot more than that, but again, going back to the 3 YouTube channels and the time it takes to film, edit, and upload, that takes up, between that and shipping on eBay, that takes up a significant portion of my workday every day. So I would like to list a lot more than that, but 100 minimum.
All right, so since you're talking about that, I'm going to skip ahead on our list because these are not in any particular order.
Skipping ahead.
Yeah. We had a goal together of nothing new that we buy, whether that's new to us or new, like brand new, is going to storage.
Yes.
Because we got
nothing going to storage.
Yeah, nothing going to storage. So so it's a one-way trip from storage coming home.
Yes. So for a long time,
going to be donated or whatever.
We've been like, oh, this is a really good deal. We'll put it in storage.
Yeah.
Nope. Because the only way we're going to kick the storage habit, which we would like to, I think, be 0 storage units.
Eventually,
maybe a listed unit, maybe not, but 0 death pile in storage. So
right, we have plenty of death piles.
Honestly,
death closet.
With my 100 a month, I could list this entire year just from what's in our office and never even have to touch storage.
Kind of scary, huh, folks?
It's very scary.
Yeah, probably just in that one closet, you could do the 100 a month. Probably not.
For a whole year.
That'd be 1,200. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So nothing new going to storage.
Yeah. So I don't have a listing goal for myself, but just keeping up with what we buy, like if we go thrifting or something. Because, if I strike a good score of like CDs or DVDs...
But you're going to buy it.
I'm going to buy it. Number one, I know myself. I'm going to buy it. And then it's going to have to sit somewhere in the house until I list it. So I need to get better at listing the stuff and not just letting it accumulate and then be like, okay, I'll just take this box to storage.
Which is what we've been doing.
Yeah. But I will say that Shannon sold a clothing item that she recently listed. So look at her go. And I've sold a whole bunch of books and CDs and DVDs that I recently purchased. So
look at you tooting your own horn.
Of the stuff that we have bought recently that we have listed, we've done very well.
We have.
So
I was going to say that, but he took it right out of my mouth. I was going to say you had done a really good job.
Well, thank you. All right. Next one. This is one for me. So I would like to try to walk regularly. So that's a goal, and then a separate goal which kind of goes along with it is going to be to do more small experiments. So what I mean by that is this. There's a lot of health benefits of moving regularly. Going, like me, this used to be Shannon's thing, but now it's my thing too. Driving to the gym is like the worst part of going to the gym for me. Like going to and from, it's like I'm spending half an hour to an hour just doing that, as opposed to doing something. And time is just at a premium now.
Yes.
So spending that time just doesn't seem like it. And while I do go and swim in the summertime, during the wintertime, I don't do a whole lot other than just run errands and stuff. And so I do a decent amount of walking doing that. But I want to start taking regular walks, or at least I want to try taking regular walks. So I want to see if I'm going to enjoy that. I want to see if I'm going to be a walker. I'm not wearing my bracelets today. I have to get back to wearing my bracelets, but I'm going to storage so much I haven't been wearing them. So doing small experiments is something where a couple of different people who do podcasts that I really like talk about the idea of, if you think that you might want to be a certain type of person, there's no shame in trying it on a small level. For a while. So let's say you think you might want to be a person who's going to be a vegetarian or a vegan, but you don't want to make the commitment of like, I'm going to be totally vegetarian, I'm going to be totally vegan. Just try like a small thing, like, hey, just Wednesdays I'm going to be that way, or for a week I'm going to try it and I'm going to see how I feel, or whatever. There's all kinds of small things that you could do where we tend to think that what we do is our identity, and a lot of times it is. And so it's very difficult to change your habits or change who you are, because quite literally that's changing your identity. And so if you try these small experiments, and if you approach it like, this is just an experiment, I'm going to try this out, and then I'll have more data to see how I feel afterwards, and I'll go forward from there. So that's two goals. Walking is going to be one of my small experiments. We'll see how it goes. Okay. We'll see if I can do it regularly, and we'll see how I like it.
Well, that sounds good.
Yep.
I'm not putting that on there. I may walk with him, but I'm not putting that on there because I don't want to start the new year off failing.
All right. Good.
All right. This is going to be another huge goal.
Yeah.
So by the end of 2024, we would like to close 2 more storage units, yes, which is going to be impossible almost, because the only way to close 2 more storage units after these 3 close is by donating or listing and selling all that stuff. And, 10 by 15 stacked high storage unit, that's a lot of work.
That is going to be a lot of work. But we can do it. We're basically going to have 11 months. I know that fourth quarter just gets crazy, so not a lot gets done there.
Not a lot of new listings.
But we'll have 11 months to get that done after January's done with, if we get rid of those 3.
I'm worried about that one, but that is something we want to do. Yep. I guess that kind of goes with the next goal, which is be more intentional.
Yes.
We're going to have to be intentional if we want to close 2 more.
Yeah.
So be more intentional.
Working for ourselves, it's a mixed bag. For anybody out there who's thinking they want to work for themselves, it's great, depending on your personality.
It's a blessing and a curse at times.
I will tell you, as somebody who has had a career's worth of jobs outside of the home for other companies, it's wonderful just showing up and somebody else makes the decisions. When you're the person that makes all the decisions, it can get to be a point where it's like, oh my gosh, I just don't want to make any more decisions. Also, the idea of like working for yourself, like, oh, I don't have a boss. No, every single customer you have is now your boss.
And there are some demanding ones.
They are, yeah. And I mean, they're just like, it's you're trading one big boss for thousands of little ones, and that's fine.
I didn't really think of it that way.
And quite honestly, that's fine. But you just have to know that. You have to go into that with your eyes open. Being more intentional, we have. I don't want to say wasted time, because I am not the person that's going to preach 100% efficiency, like schedule every single minute and be productive every minute of the day. I definitely need time where it's downtime, where I can go for a walk and I can just kind of let my mind wander and think about weird things. Seriously, that recharges my batteries, and that's when I get my best ideas.
Like closing storage units.
Yes. So, but we do need to be more intentional about like, hey, we are going to list this bag of stuff today, or we're not going to take any more things to storage, or we're only going to buy this many of this thing, or we're going to buy all of this thing. It can go either way. So, yeah.
Be more intentional. Yep. And that's going to go right in with the last one.
Better meal planning.
And that one's on Paul.
That one's on me. So yeah.
This is probably a lot of people struggle with this.
Meal planning is a real stress point for me. So food is not a stressful thing for me, but I have this thing in me, like food is my love language in that like I like to make sure the people around me are taken care of. And because I live with a couple people that food's very important to them, in having a variety and having different tastes than I do, it's very important to me that I provide them with something that they enjoy as far as food goes. But I really am not good at planning ahead. And so when we get busy with stuff, it's very easy for me that I could be very happy with either just skipping a meal or grabbing a handful of cashews and a wedge of cheese.
That's the Marine in you.
Yeah, it's like I will. Yeah, I'm very much like I will eat a lot when I can, and if I can't, then it's just fine. It's just out of sight, out of mind. I just don't really care about it. And I know that drives people nuts. Like I'm one of those people like, oh, I forgot to eat lunch today, and people are like getting angry. Like, how could you possibly forget to eat?
Exactly.
Anyway, I'm that person. So I need to plan ahead because I have the ability to plan ahead. It's just something I have to be intentional about sitting down and doing, and then going to the store. I'm shopping for the stuff, making sure it's in the house, and then following through with the meal plan. I want to get better this year than I was last year, and last year was actually a pretty good year as far as that goes.
And just so you guys know, I have tried to do the meal planning and making a grocery list and everything for him, and it doesn't work. He likes to have his own plan and his own ideas and whatnot, so I can't help with that.
It's not something where Shannon could help by taking that over.
He has his things.
I have my thing. I can't explain it any other way than that.
Yes.
So anyway, in no particular order,
those are our goals.
Are our 10 goals for 2024, subject to change.
Only subject to additions.
Yes.
I don't think we should change any of this.
Subject to failure 2 weeks from now.
Well, you know, it is only the first, but we're doing great so far.
We're going great.
We're doing really well. It's like, I don't have my phone.
Yeah.
It's like 10:30 January 1st.
Yeah,
10:30 a.m.
Look at us filming a video.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you stayed through all the way to the end, you are troopers.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
You could leave a comment about what is a goal that you're making for yourself.
Oh yeah, it could be personal or resale related, but that would be good because maybe we'll add more to our list.
Yeah.
We like to do that. When we get really busy, we like to get even busier.
That's right.
Add more work for ourselves.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yep. Leave those comments. We'd love to read them. We hope you guys are having a great year so far as well, and we will see you later.
Yep. See
Bye,
ya.
guys.